Loretta Maxwell stared at the holographic screen in front of her, her eyes wide with astonishment. Earth's first interstellar student exchange program was about to begin, and she, a 19-year-old martial arts champion and physics prodigy, had been selected to represent humanity. She was about to embark on a journey to the prestigious Celestial Academy, located on the planet Luminara, known for its advanced civilization and diverse alien species. The sleek, silver spacecraft, the Endeavour, docked at the Academy's orbiting space station. Loretta took a deep breath, adjusted her translator device, and stepped into a new world. Aliens of all shapes and sizes moved around her, their colorful exoskeletons, scales, and fur shimmering under the artificial lights. A towering luminarian with translucent skin and bioluminescent veins greeted her. "Welcome, Loretta Maxwell. I am Professor Xanthi, your guide." "Thank you, Professor," Loretta replied, trying to hide her awe. As they moved through the bustling corridors, Loretta couldn't help but notice the curious stares from other students. She was the first human many of them had ever seen. The Academy's grandeur was overwhelming, with floating platforms, gravity-defying structures, and advanced technology everywhere. Professor Xanthi led Loretta to her dormitory, a sleek, futuristic room with a panoramic view of the Academy's sprawling campus. "You will find everything you need here," Xanthi said. "Classes begin tomorrow. Rest well, and once again, welcome to the Celestial Academy." Loretta nodded, still taking in her surroundings. As the door closed behind Xanthi, she let out a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding. This was it, the beginning of her journey among the stars. That night, Loretta lay on her bed staring out at the twin moons of Luminara. She felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. She was representing Earth, a world considered a death world by many, due to its harsh environments and dangerous wildlife. She knew she had to prove that humans were not just survivors, but thrivers. Loretta's first day at the Academy was a whirlwind of introductions and orientation sessions. She was assigned to a group of students from different planets, including a reptilian Dracarian named Scar, an insectoid Velian named Kale, and a feline-like Felidara named Nira. The initial classes were challenging. The Academy's curriculum was far beyond anything Loretta had encountered on Earth. Advanced physics, alien languages, and interstellar diplomacy were just a few of the subjects she had to master. Each class was taught by experts from various planets, their teaching methods as diverse as their appearances. During a break, Loretta found herself surrounded by curious classmates. They bombarded her with questions about Earth, its cultures, and its people. "Is it true your planet is classified as a death world?" Nira asked, her eyes wide with curiosity. Loretta nodded. "Yes, Earth is considered a death world due to its harsh environments and dangerous wildlife, but that's what makes us strong." Kale's antennae twitched with interest. "Tell us more. What kind of creatures do you have?" Loretta smiled, launching into a story about a camping trip in the Amazon rainforest. She described the dense foliage, the cacophony of animal sounds, and the moment she had to fend off a jaguar with only a flare. Her tales captivated her audience, and she quickly gained a reputation as Earth's toughest student. Despite her growing popularity, not everyone was impressed with Loretta. Xylor, a haughty and powerful Zenthari, with pale, glowing skin and piercing blue eyes, viewed humans as inferior. One day, he approached Loretta in the common area, his expression filled with disdain. "So, you're the famous human everyone's talking about," Xylor sneered. "I suppose you think you're something special." Loretta met his gaze calmly. "I don't think I'm special. I'm just doing my best, like everyone else." Xylor's eyes narrowed. "Let's see how well you do when truly challenged. I propose a series of tests to prove your worth." The room fell silent as students gathered around, sensing the tension. Loretta felt a surge of determination. She knew this was her chance to show that humans were more than capable. "Challenge accepted," Loretta replied firmly. The first test was a physical combat simulation. Loretta and Xylor faced off in a virtual arena, their surroundings shifting from dense jungles to arid deserts. The crowd watched intently as the two combatants circled each other. Xylor's telekinetic abilities gave him an advantage, allowing him to manipulate objects and create barriers. but Loretta's martial arts skills and quick reflexes leveled the playing field. She dodged Xylor's attacks with agility, using her surroundings to her advantage. As the battle raged on, Loretta's strategy became clear. She used her knowledge of Earth's harsh environments to anticipate Xylor's moves, exploiting his overconfidence. In a decisive moment, she executed a flawless takedown, pinning Xylor to the ground. The crowd erupted in cheers as Loretta stood victorious. Xylor grudgingly admitted her skill, but his eyes hinted at further challenges to come. The next series of tests included intellectual puzzles, endurance trials, and problem-solving scenarios. Each challenge pushed Loretta to her limits, but she faced them with determination and ingenuity. Her resilience earned the respect of her peers, including Scar, Kale, and Nira, who became her closest allies. One night, Loretta was exploring the Academy's sprawling grounds when she stumbled upon a hidden chamber deep within the ancient library. The door, slightly ajar, beckoned her inside. Curiosity piqued, she stepped into the dimly lit room, her heart pounding with anticipation. The chamber was filled with ancient artifacts and holographic displays. In the center of the room, a large, glowing orb projected a mysterious message. Loretta approached cautiously, activating the hologram. A ghostly figure appeared, its features obscured by time and static. To whoever finds this message, heed our warning. A dark force is rising, threatening to consume the galaxy. Our civilization fell to its power, and now it seeks to conquer all. Loretta's blood ran cold as she absorbed the message. She quickly recorded the hologram on her communicator and rushed to find Professor Xanthi. When Loretta showed the recording to Xanthi, his expression turned grave. "This confirms our worst fears," he said. "The Celestial Academy was not just founded for academic excellence. It was established to prepare future defenders of the galaxy." "Why haven't we been told about this?" Loretta asked, her voice trembling. "Because the knowledge is dangerous," Xanthi replied. "Panic and fear could spread if it were widely known. But now, with this new evidence, we must act quickly. The dark force is growing stronger, and we need allies to stand against it." Loretta felt a mix of fear and resolve. "What can we do?" Xanthi placed a hand on her shoulder. "You must rally the students and form an alliance. We need the strength of many worlds to face this threat." Determined, Loretta took it upon herself to share the holographic message with her peers. She gathered her friends, Scar, Kale, and Nira, and together they began to spread the word. Their passion and conviction inspired many students, but some remained skeptical and fearful. "We need more than just students," Scar said during a late-night strategy session. "We need the support of our homeworlds," Loretta nodded. "Then we must go to them. We must show them the truth and convince them to join us." With the Academy's permission, Loretta and her friends embarked on a mission to form an alliance. They traveled to different planets, facing challenges and resistance along the way. On Dracaria, they helped quash a rebellion, gaining Scar's people's trust. On Velia, they solved a political crisis, earning the Velians' support. The journey was perilous, but Loretta's determination never wavered. Her tales of Earth's resilience and her own bravery inspired others to join their cause. With each victory, the alliance grew stronger, but so did the threat from the dark force. As they returned to the Academy, Loretta felt a renewed sense of purpose. She had come to Luminara to learn and grow, but now she realized her true mission: to unite the galaxy against a common enemy and protect the future of all civilizations. Loretta and her friends had been tireless in their efforts to forge an interstellar alliance. They had traveled to various planets, overcoming obstacles and earning the trust of diverse civilizations. The alliance was slowly but surely taking shape, but the looming threat of the dark force grew ever more pressing. One evening, as Loretta and her friends prepared for another diplomatic mission, a message arrived from the Academy. It was from Professor Xanthi. "Return to Luminara immediately," the message read. "We have received critical intelligence." Back at the Academy, Xanthi revealed the details. "The dark force is planning an attack on Luminara. Our intelligence indicates they intend to strike the heart of the Alliance to dismantle our unity before it can fully form." Loretta's heart raced. How much time do we have? Less than a week, Xanthi replied grimly. We need to prepare for battle and finalize our alliances. If Luminara falls, the galaxy will lose its best chance to stand against the Dark Force. Loretta nodded, feeling the weight of the responsibility on her shoulders. We need to gather our allies and fortify our defenses. She and her friends sent urgent messages to the leaders of the planets they had visited, calling for immediate support. Responses began pouring in, with ships from Dracaria, Velia, and other allied worlds making their way to Luminara. As the fleets assembled, Loretta took a moment to address the gathered forces. We stand at the brink of a great battle. Our unity is our strength. Together, we will show the Dark Force that we are not afraid, that we will defend our worlds and our way of life. We are more than the sum of our parts. We are an alliance. Cheers erupted from the assembled troops, their resolve bolstered by Loretta's words. The preparations continued day and night, with everyone contributing to the defense effort. Weapons were readied, strategies were planned, and every possible precaution was taken. As the day of the battle approached, tension and anticipation filled the air. On the eve of the conflict, Loretta gathered with her closest friends, Scar, Kale, and Nyra, for a final strategy session. We've done everything we can, Loretta said, her voice steady despite the turmoil within her. Now, we need to trust in our allies and in each other. Unbeknownst to them, Xylor, who had seemingly accepted his defeat in the earlier challenges, was planning his own move. Driven by ambition and bitterness, he had secretly aligned himself with the Dark Force, hoping to seize power in the chaos that would follow the battle. On the morning of the attack, Xylor enacted his plan. As Loretta and her friends were coordinating the defense efforts, alarms blared throughout the academy. The Dark Force's ships were approaching faster than anticipated, and internal security systems were being overridden. "What's happening?" Nira shouted over the chaos. "It's an inside job," Kale said, his antennae twitching with alarm. "Someone sabotaged our defenses." Loretta's mind raced. Xylor, it has to be him. She and her friends hurried to the control center, where they found Xylor standing over a console, his eyes filled with malevolent triumph. "Xylor, what are you doing?" Loretta demanded. "Securing my future," Xylor replied coldly. "The Dark Force offers more power than this pathetic alliance ever could." Before they could stop him, Xylor activated a series of commands, shutting down critical defense systems and opening the academy to the invading forces. Loretta lunged at him, but he telekinetically threw her back, escaping through a hidden passage. The Dark Force's ships began their assault, bombarding the academy and the surrounding areas. Explosions rocked the campus as students and soldiers scrambled to defend their positions. "We need to restore the defenses," Scar shouted, his reptilian eyes blazing with determination. Loretta nodded, her mind focused despite the chaos. "Kale, Nira, take a team and secure the main control room. Scar and I will handle the override codes and try to get the defenses back online." The battle raged around them as Loretta and Scar fought their way to the central command hub. Meanwhile, Kale and Nira led a daring assault on the control room, overcoming Xylor's loyalists and securing the consoles. "Loretta, we're in," Kale's voice crackled over the communicator. "Give us the codes." Loretta relayed the override sequences while fending off attackers alongside Scar. With a final push, they managed to bring the defense systems back online. Automated turrets and energy shields activated, repelling the Dark Force's ships and buying the Alliance precious time. But the battle was far from over. Xylor's betrayal had caused significant damage, and the Dark Force continued its relentless assault. Loretta knew they had to find and stop Xylor to have any hope of turning the tide. "Let's finish this," Loretta said, determination etched on her face. "We stop Xylor, and we stop the invasion." With renewed resolve, she and her friends plunged back into the fray, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The final confrontation took place on Luminara, a spectacle of chaos and valor as the Dark Force's ships descended upon the planet. Explosions lit up the night sky, and the ground trembled under the impact of powerful energy blasts. The Alliance's fleets fought valiantly, but the enemy's relentless onslaught tested their limits. Loretta led her team through the Academy's battered halls, determined to stop Xylor and turn the tide of battle. They fought through waves of enemy soldiers, their movements coordinated and efficient. Scar's brute strength, Kale's tactical brilliance, and Nyra's agility complemented Loretta's resilience and leadership. As they neared the central nexus of the Academy, they found Xylor standing atop a raised platform, directing the Dark Forces troops with ruthless efficiency. His eyes glowed with power, a sinister smile playing on his lips. "Xylor," Loretta shouted, her voice cutting through the din of battle. "This ends now." Xylor turned to face her, his expression one of contempt. "You're too late, human. The Dark Force will prevail, and I will rule over the ashes of your pathetic alliance." Loretta and her friends charged at Xylor, engaging him in a fierce battle. Xylor's telekinetic powers clashed with Loretta's martial arts skills, while Scar, Kale, and Nyra fought off the enemy soldiers attempting to intervene. The battle was intense, each blow resonating with the weight of their respective worlds. Loretta's movements were fluid and precise, her training and experience pushing her to new heights. She dodged Xylor's telekinetic attacks, countering with swift strikes and powerful kicks. Amidst the chaos, Loretta saw an opening. She feigned a retreat, drawing Xylor in before executing a perfect spinning kick that knocked him off balance. With a burst of energy, she closed the distance and delivered a powerful strike to his chest, sending him crashing to the ground. Xylor's eyes widened in shock and fury as he struggled to rise. "This isn't over," he hissed. Loretta stood over him, her gaze unwavering. "It's over, Xylor. The Alliance stands strong, and we will not be broken." With a final, desperate effort, Xylor unleashed a surge of telekinetic force, but Loretta's friends were ready. Scar tackled Xylor, pinning him down, while Kale and Nyra secured his arms. Loretta placed a hand on Xylor's forehead, using a neural disruptor to incapacitate him. As Xylor fell unconscious, the Dark Forces troops faltered, their coordination disrupted. The Alliance seized the opportunity, rallying to push back the invaders. The automated defenses and the combined efforts of the Allied forces began to turn the tide. "Loretta, we've regained control of the Academy's main systems," Kale reported. "We can activate the planetary shield." "Do it," Loretta ordered, her voice resolute. Kale entered the command codes, and a shimmering energy field enveloped Luminara, repelling the remaining enemy ships. The Dark Forces fleet, now leaderless and disorganized, retreated into the void. The battle was won, but the cost was high. The Academy lay in ruins, and many lives had been lost. Loretta stood amidst the wreckage, her heart heavy with both relief and sorrow. The victory came at a high cost. Many lives were lost, and Luminara lay in ruins. But the Dark Force was defeated, and Xylor's treachery was exposed. The Alliance, though battered, stood strong, a testament to the resilience and unity of its members. Loretta and her friends were hailed as heroes, their bravery and leadership recognized by the Academy and the Allied worlds. Professor Xanthi approached them, his expression one of pride and gratitude. "You have done the galaxy a great service," Xanthi said. "The Alliance owes you a debt that cannot be repaid." Loretta nodded, feeling a mix of pride and humility. "We did what we had to do, but there's still so much work to be done." The process of rebuilding began with representatives from Allied planets working together to restore Luminara and strengthen their defenses against future threats. Loretta, Scar, Kale, and Nyra played key roles in coordinating the efforts, their bond forged in the heat of battle now stronger than ever. One evening, as the sun set over the rebuilding academy, Loretta found herself standing on a hill overlooking the campus. The air was filled with the sounds of construction and the chatter of hopeful voices. Nyra joined her, her feline eyes reflecting the fading light. "We've come a long way," Nyra said softly. Loretta nodded. "And we still have a long way to go. But we're not alone. We have each other, and we have the Alliance." Nyra smiled. "You're right. Together we can face anything." As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Loretta felt a renewed sense of purpose. The Battle of Luminara had tested her in ways she had never imagined, but it had also shown her the strength of unity and the power of hope. She knew that the future would hold new challenges, but she was ready to face them, alongside her friends and allies. With the dark force defeated and Xylor's betrayal uncovered, the galaxy could begin to heal. The Celestial Academy would continue to train future defenders, and the Alliance would stand as a beacon of hope and resilience. Loretta's journey was far from over, but she was no longer the same person who had first stepped onto Luminara. She had grown, learned, and forged bonds that would last a lifetime. And as she looked out at the stars, she knew that whatever lay ahead, she would face it with courage and determination. The story of Loretta Maxwell, Earth's toughest student, had only just begun. With the threat of the dark force eliminated and Xylor's treachery exposed, the Alliance began the long and arduous process of rebuilding. Luminara, once the jewel of the galaxy, now bore the scars of war. Its grand structures lay in ruins, but its spirit remained unbroken. Representatives from allied planets worked tirelessly, their combined efforts a testament to the strength of their unity. Loretta played a central role in the reconstruction efforts. Her leadership during the battle had earned her the respect and admiration of many. She found herself balancing the roles of a warrior and a diplomat, forging new alliances and strengthening old ones. One day, as Loretta oversaw the reconstruction of the Academy's main hall, a message arrived from Earth. It was from the United Earth Council, commending her for her bravery and inviting her to return home for a special ceremony. Loretta felt a pang of homesickness, but also a sense of pride. Earth had been watching, and they recognized her contributions. "Are you going to go?" Nira asked, her feline eyes curious. Loretta nodded. "Yes, but only for a short time. There's still so much to do here." Scar, standing nearby, grinned. "You deserve the recognition, Loretta. You've earned it." The journey back to Earth was surreal. The Endeavor, the same ship that had brought her to Luminara, now carried her home. As the ship approached Earth's atmosphere, Loretta felt a mix of emotions. She was eager to see her family and friends, but also aware that she had changed profoundly. The ceremony on Earth was a grand affair. World leaders, dignitaries, and thousands of citizens gathered to honor Loretta and celebrate the Alliance's victory. She stood on the stage, feeling both humbled and proud as she received the highest honors. "Loretta Maxwell," the United Earth Council's president said, "you have shown us the strength of the human spirit and the power of unity. You have represented Earth with honor and courage, and for that, we are eternally grateful." Loretta addressed the crowd, sharing her experiences and the lessons she had learned. The galaxy is vast and filled with challenges, but it is also filled with hope. We are stronger together, and we must continue to build bridges and foster understanding. The future is bright if we stand united. After the ceremony, Loretta spent time with her family, recounting her adventures and the friends she had made. She felt a renewed sense of purpose and a deeper connection to her home planet. Years later, Loretta Maxwell stood at the helm of a new ship, the Unity, a symbol of the interstellar cooperation she had helped to foster. The ship was on a mission to explore uncharted regions of the galaxy, seeking new allies and expanding the reach of the Alliance. Loretta's role had evolved from student to ambassador, her journey reflecting the growth and progress of humanity itself. She traveled between planets, sharing her stories and fostering unity. The legacy of Earth's toughest student lived on, inspiring generations to come. The Celestial Academy had been rebuilt, its halls once again filled with students from across the galaxy. Loretta often returned to Luminara, mentoring new students and sharing the wisdom she had gained. She watched with pride as the next generation of defenders trained and prepared for their own challenges. One evening, Loretta stood on a balcony overlooking the Academy grounds, the twin moons of Luminara casting a gentle glow. Nira joined her, their friendship as strong as ever. "Look at them," Nira said, her voice filled with warmth. "They're ready to face whatever comes." Loretta smiled. "Yes, they are, and they'll continue to build on what we've started." Nira nodded. "You've done more than just defend the galaxy, Loretta. You've shown us the way forward." Loretta looked out at the stars, feeling a profound sense of fulfillment. The Alliance was stronger than ever, and the bonds she had forged would endure. The story of Loretta Maxwell, Earth's toughest student, echoed through the cosmos. a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity and the power of unity. As the stars twinkled above, Loretta knew that her journey was far from over. There were still mysteries to uncover, new worlds to explore, and challenges to face. But she faced the future with confidence, knowing that she was not alone. The galaxy awaited, and Loretta Maxwell was ready to meet it head-on, a beacon of hope and strength in a universe filled with possibilities. The legacy of Earth's toughest student would continue to shine brightly, guiding humanity and its allies toward a brighter, united future.